Hey guys, and welcome back to another War Within flipping video. In this video, I'm going to be showing you an item that is really good to flip, that sells very quickly, that you may not have thought about. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be flipping the Dark Moon decks. We're not going to be buying the cards making the decks, we're just going to be straight up flipping the Dark Moon decks. So if you use Undermine Exchange, you can see right here there is a realm in the US that has them for sale for only 300 gold. And we could definitely sell these from anywhere from like 800 all the way up to like 5,000 gold each, depending on the realm we choose to sell it on. So what we're going to do is we're going to sort this from lowest to highest, and we can see that Area 52 has a bunch of them for around 300 gold. Maybe a few of them are sold, the prices either went up or down a little bit, but Area 52 seems to be the best possible realm for buying this specific Dark Moon deck at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to log over onto WoW, and we're going to log into Area 52, and we're going to buy a decent amount of these. Now, a little bit of heads up, you probably want to have a decent amount of characters spread out across multiple different realms when you're doing this, so you have more places to sell the item. The more places you have to sell, the more sales you will get. So what we're going to do, here is the Dark Moon deck that we want to buy, and it's still around 300 gold. It's went up by about 20 gold. Someone must have came in and brought up the ones for 300 gold, but 320 gold is still very cheap. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab about 20 of these, just to start off with. We could definitely get more. We could get one for every single realm that we're going to plan on selling on. Just for now, we'll get about 20 of each of the decks. And what we're going to do is we're going to buy, like I said, 20 of each deck, so then we can jump on our realms, and to save a lot of time, we can post all 4 of the different Dark Moon decks on each realm. Instead of just posting one on each realm, it'll be more time consuming doing it like that. So we'll go ahead and we'll get the other 3 decks. So let's go ahead. We can even have a look. Some of the realms, as you can see, are selling for over 4,000 gold for this Dark Moon deck that we just paid 320 gold for. And now why these are so good to flip is because they sell extremely quickly. Now this is one way you could do it. Just for an example, we could grab all of them out, and we picked a realm that had a very high price. So 3,300 gold. Now we could post them all on here, or what we could do is we could just sit on this realm and keep on posting them as they sell, because they only take a couple minutes to actually sell these. Each time we sell one of these, that's about 3,000 gold profit on this specific realm. But there's definitely a better way to go about this to get even more sales. So what we could do, we could just post one of each item up on the auction house. Now with my TSM groups and operations, they've especially been upgraded since doing this video, but basically what they'll do is they'll only post one of each item on each realm, and only post them if they're at a profitable price. So it will calculate how much you paid for the item, and it will only post them at a profitable price. And if you already have one on the auction house, it won't post anymore. So what you do with the leftover ones is you put them in the Warband bank and you move them to a different realm. So if you have my flipping guide and you also have the group for the Dark Moon decks, it does everything for you. So let's go ahead and grab the rest of the Dark Moon decks. So we've got the second one right here. We see that there's a realm selling them for, this one's a bit more expensive, but that is good because we can sell it for a bit more overall. We can see that once we sort from lowest realm to highest, there is a realm selling them for around 500 gold. So let's go ahead, log on to this realm, and let's go ahead and buy about 20 of these up. Now 20 is just a random number. You can buy as many as you want if it's a really good deal. But basically let's go ahead and let's grab 20 of these for the video. We'll go through, we'll grab 20 of these, and what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to just throw them in the Warband bank. Now if you don't know what the Warband bank is, it's basically a new feature that is a bank that is shared across all of your characters on your Battle.net account. This way you can transfer items from realm to different realms. So what we're going to do now is we'll go ahead and we'll grab the third Dark Moon deck. There's 4 different ones. Let's go ahead and sort this from lowest to highest using Undermine Exchange. I'll have a link for this down below in the description box. So as we can see, since the last bit of data, there was some posted on this realm on Illidan for about 650 gold. The prices actually went down. That's good for us. So they're currently 600 gold on this realm. Let's go ahead and buy 20 of these, and they're going to go straight in the Warband bank. Then we only have one more Dark Moon deck that we need to actually go ahead and buy. Now the Dark Moon deck is just an example item. You can do this process with a bunch of different items. Now why I'm doing a video about Dark Moon decks is because they sell very, very quickly, being current content. So if you can find other items that are current content that work really well and sell very quickly, these can work great for this sort of stuff. And I do have all of the best items to flip in the War Within inside of my flipping groups in my flipping guide. Like I said before, that's the first link down below. So here's the 4th Dark Moon deck, and we can see Area 52 has a bunch of them posted for around 340 gold as the time of the data being live on Undermine Exchange. Now the price might change a little bit when we log in, we'll have to wait and see. But this should be pretty much one of the best realms to buy them off. So let's go ahead and log into Area 52. And let's go ahead and search up the Dark Moon deck that we want. So they're currently going for 339 gold, around 340 gold. Let's go ahead and buy 20 of these. Now after we're done this, we're going to throw them in the Warband Bank. And now we have about 20 of each of the Dark Moon decks at the cheapest possible prices. And then what we're going to do is we're going to log in to a bunch of different realms. To be precise, we're going to log into around 20 different realms, and we're going to post one of each item on these realms, but we're only going to post them at a profitable price. And don't worry, you don't have to calculate it all. If you have my operations from the flipping guide, it will keep track of how much we paid on average for the item, and it will only post the items on the realms where it is worth actually posting them. So as you can see, let's start going through the list of realms that I want to post on. Now it's very easy, we're just going to take out one of each deck. Very, very simple. And let's head over to the auction house. And now the operation from the flipping guide is going to do all the hard work for you. It's calculated how much we paid for each one of these decks, and it will only post them at a profitable price. So let's open up and let's use the auction house right here, the TSM auction house, and let's click on run post scan. As you can see, there's 3 that we can post, one for 800, one for 1k, and 1.4k roughly. And then there's a third one. This one isn't going to post at a profitable price for our operations. So what we're going to do with this, we're actually going to put this back in the Warband Bank. Very simple, and this isn't anything bad or bad news for us. We can just simply throw it in the Warband Bank, and we're going to move this to a different realm. By the end of this, we'll have all of these posted on a bunch of different realms, only at a profitable price, and we're going to have one of each. This means we're going to be covering a lot more auction houses where we can get a bunch more sales. And because these sell so quick, by the time you get through all of the realms that you're going to be posting on, the realms at the start would have pretty much already sold or been undercut. So you can just keep on cycling through until you sell these. On some of the realms you can even stay on here and you can actually see the sales happen live while you're posting the items. Some sell instantly. That's how quick these Dark Moon decks sell, because they're one of the best trinkets that you can buy in Season 1 at the moment, with the highest item level for Season 1. So a lot of people are just buying these straight off the auction house, so they have a decent trinket to start off with. Let's go ahead and jump over onto another realm right here, and we're going to rinse and repeat this process. Very, very simple. We're just grabbing out one of each of the Dark Moon decks, head over to the auction house, posting up with the operations, and if it allows it to post, it means it's posting at a very profitable price. If it doesn't post, it's either because we already have one post up on the auction house, or it is not meeting our profit requirement. Let's go ahead and just select the group right here, the Dark Moon decks. And as you can see, we're going to post one for about 600 gold, the next one for 1k, and the next one for 1.2k. Now these are high populated rounds that we're focusing on at the moment, so the prices aren't going to be as crazy. But later, as I get into the other realms, we're posting them for like 2, 3, 4,000 gold each. And we're only spending like under 500 gold each for the item. And these are items that sell very quickly, so this makes it a very, very easy to flip item. Let's go ahead on a different realm right here, and we're going to run over to the auction house once again. Now if you have my flipping guide, the actual groups that you'll see how you're seeing the groups right now, they'll look completely different now, because since I've recorded this video, I've fully updated all of the groups and made them a lot better. So don't worry if you see the groups and they look a bit different to how you have at the moment. There is later versions of my groups in the flipping guide. So I just wanted to mention that, just so it didn't complicate people, or they thought that there was some version of the guide and the groups that they didn't have and they're missing out on. So this has been recorded a little while ago, this video. So we're just doing the voiceover for it now. We grabbed out another 4, but you're starting to get the process and the gist of what we're actually doing. We're just taking out one of each of the Dark Moon decks, throwing them up on the auction house if they're at a profitable price and actually worth posting. And then we're moving on to the next round. As you can see, the last 2 there, 2.5k and 4k, that's some really good profit of those 2 right there when they go ahead and sell. And these will definitely sell, because these sell extremely quickly, these Dark Moon decks, like I explained before. So it's a nice little profit of those ones right there. Let's go ahead and keep on going through these realms. But basically, it's the same thing. We'll go through all of these characters and we'll spread out all the Dark Moon decks across a bunch of different realms. And if you're already flipping, you're already going through all your realms, so it's definitely worth just adding these Dark Moon decks to the list of items that you already have. As you can see right there, we've got 2 sales while we're on this realm, messing around, which is really nice. Now what we can do once we've got the sales is we could restock this realm. We could see these 2 decks have been sold on this realm, so we could grab them out of the Warband Bank and simply restock them on this realm, because obviously this realm is a good realm, it's selling nice and quickly, and that is what we want to see. So let's go ahead and post the 2 that just sold back up on the auction house so we can get even more sales from the exact same Dark Moon decks. Right, perfect. Now let's go through. I'll show you some of the sales that we got over the last 5 minutes since we've posted some of these items up on the auction house. We don't even have them all posted up on the auction house yet. They're already starting to sell before we have a chance to get through all the realms and actually spread them out. Let's go ahead and we'll jump over to a different realm, but as you can see, we already just sold another one. So this is how quickly these things sell. So technically, if you found a realm with some really good prices, you could basically just stay on this realm and just keep on selling them. Keep them in your inventory and you could constantly just keep on selling them. Keep on undercutting so you're the most competitive price, and then just keep on selling on the exact same realm. This would work best on higher populated realms. These will have the quicker sales, obviously, because there is more buyers on the specific realms that have a higher population. But let's go ahead. We'll grab one of each. We might as well. Whatever is already out of stock, we'll be able to restock up on the auction house and keep it nice and simple. But you could do it this way, which could definitely work. But I definitely like spreading them out across a bunch of different realms, because you only have to do the posting once. You get the sales, you come back, and then you rinse and repeat. I like doing it that way. You could definitely do it where you just pick a couple of realms that are high pop and have a very, very good price, and you could cycle through those and just keep on keeping your stock up to date after the sales and go through. Like I mentioned before though, the Dark Moon decks is just an example. You can do this with a bunch of different items and the concept is pretty much the same. Alright, so we even got more sales on this realm right here. Very, very nice. I'll go ahead and I'll show you some mailbox clearouts after just a little bit of time after we posted these, some of the sales that we got and some of the prices. We'll just put it on fast forward and fly through some of the sales. But if you were to focus on this and really put some decent amount of time into this, you would get a lot of sales. So what I did is I posted them on every single realm, like I said, and then I just went to bed and I didn't worry about them. Now we're just logging on, seeing what sales have been sold on the specific realms that we posted these Dark Moon decks on, and we got a bunch of sales. Some of the realms we even sold them up for up to like 4k, which is really, really good and a lot of profit from them. However guys, that was it for the video. If you enjoyed, hit the thumbs up button. If you'd like to learn everything you need to know about flipping in the War Within and in retail in general, you can find that inside of my flipping guide, which is the first link down below. This is a guide I've been working on for about 2 years now, and I constantly update it. And if you already own the guide, you get all future updates completely for free, sent to your email address. Till next one, take care.